What's up guys, in today's tutorial we're going to be making this model right here from scratch using very basic booleans, a little bit of an add-on workflow, and just very basic modeling operations. So let's get started. If you're brand new to hard surface modeling and want to learn our entire workflow in Blender in under 2 weeks with about 30 to 60 minutes a day of work, just like thousands of our students have done already, check out our accelerator program in the link in the top of the description. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is scale this on the Y, this cube right here, just a little bit, and then I'm going to add in a cylinder. I'm going to set the cylinder to 64 vertices so that way it's a bit smoother, and then we're just going to go in, rotate this 90 degrees, and then position it like right here. Should be okay. And then if we right click to shade auto smooth, that'll smooth out the cylinder itself. And then I can just go in here and run a union boolean. We'll change this over to exact and apply that. And then I should just be able to go in here and then X limited dissolve and then set that to like 0.1 just to clean up the junk over there. And that looks pretty good to me. And now what I want to do is dissolve out some of these edges right here just so I can add in, a bevel like that. Same thing right here. We'll just add in a small bevel kind of like that. Looks good to me. And then I just want to scale that a little bit. Apply the scale, and then I'm going to add in one more cylinder. And then let's just move this over on the y-axis right here. We're going to run another union boolean. And if that disappears, it's just because we need to go to the main object and set the boolean mode to exact. We'll apply that boolean, then do the same thing we did before, just limited dissolve everything. And let's control shift click on sharpen, that'll recalculate all that. And then we're basically going to have a shape kind of like this. And from here, all I want to do is the same type of thing in the other direction. Let's just get in here, bevel that. Just symmetrize over, and then control shift click on sharpen to recalculate those sharps right there. And then just from here I'm going to bevel that, and that should be good. I could even move this down a little bit and just bevel that just so we have a shape kind of like this, and there we go. Alright, now you're going to notice this is just me being a little bit pedantic about it, but you can see like right here, this is a little bit like pointy. It's not super smooth. We can actually go in here, and if we use the loop tools feature, which you can turn in here in the preferences under loop tools, you can actually go in, you can set this over to space. That'll space all the vertices evenly, and then you can go to relax and actually relax those vertices, and we'll just symmetrize over. Now everything's going to be spaced out very nicely. It's really smooth, as you can see, no issues, and looks pretty good. Now what I want to do here is I want to press Shift A. We're going to add in another cylinder right here. We're going to rotate this 90 degrees. We're going to position it right here in this area. Doesn't have to be perfect. Shade auto smooth, and then just run a difference boolean right here just to kind of create that. Looks good to me. And from here, what I want to do is I want to go into hard ops. I'm going to go to the n-gon cutter, and then from here I'm just going to cut in a shape kind of like this. We're just going to kind of reposition that a little bit like that, and maybe I'll even move this over a little bit to about there. Let's go ahead and bevel this, and then we'll bevel this one by applying the boolean in a second. Before I do that, you're going to see we have these really nasty shading errors, basically because this boolean here is going to create n-gons on the curved surface. So all we need to do is go to the main object, add in some loops, just like that. That'll clean that up. And then I can go in here, I can apply, let's apply this boolean, and then just bevel that bottom area. Control shift click to recalculate the sharpens, and now we kind of have this shape right here. Cool, so it looks good to me. And from here, what I want to do with this same exact thing, I just want to add in another cylinder. We're going to scale this down a little bit. Going to position it right here in this area. Going to go ahead and run a difference boolean, just like we did on this side. That should be good. And let's also go in here and add in some loops just to clean up that shading. Same idea. And now we're basically going to have this shape right here. Looks good to me. Now what I want to do is I want to apply this boolean and then apply this boolean here as well. And we're just going to go in, let me dissolve this out and then add in a chamfer. And then let me do the same thing down here. Now the chamfer is going to be tricky on the bottom because it's angled, right? So I can't really go in here and dissolve that. It'll help a little bit, but basically I'm going to have to dissolve up to that point, and then I can just bevel that. But what I might want to do here is just get in, run a boolean cleanup right there, run a boolean cleanup right here with mesh machine. If you're not using mesh machine, I'd recommend getting it, but if you still don't have it, you can just kind of merge these manually. It'll just take some more time. But I'm just going to go in here, use a quick boolean cleanup, and use that as well. And then we can just go in and basically can even just run a symmetry there, and then just go in. We'll bevel that, and you can turn off the loop slide feature. That might help. Otherwise, let me just merge these areas. Okay, that should be good. Let me just bevel that. Shift click on sharpen. So we kind of have that effect, and there we go. And then I just want to go over here, do the same thing to this side. This is a flat surface, so it shouldn't really be an issue. We'll do it to that side as well. And now we kind of have this shape right here, which is exactly what I want. And at this point, I want to add in a cylinder. Gonna right click to shade auto smooth, but I'm gonna scale the cylinder down. We're just gonna scale it up to about here. So it's about this size. I don't want to run a boolean or a difference boolean. What I want to do here is I want to run a union boolean, but before I do that, let me apply the scale and then bevel the top and bottom areas just like that, and then just run a union boolean here. And then at this point, I'm just going to go in, I'm going to apply this boolean, and then we're going to bevel around here. Now this part is going to be a bit tricky because if I try to bevel this whole area, it's going to overlap. So what I might do here is dissolve out some of the edges here just so we have some space. And then all I really need to do is bevel that. I can use an offset cut if I want. I can also just go in here and try my best to just get some space for the bevel. We'll just dissolve out this area. And I might not even need an offset cut. I might just be able to go in here and bevel straight away, turn off loop slide. It's going to be a little bit of a pain, so I might need to merge some of these vertices here, just so that way we have space. And maybe dissolve that out as well. Merge that to there, and then merge that to there. And then I can kind of do that without running a boolean cleanup. So we're going to do something like that. And then if you want to clean up the shading, you're going to kind of see this isn't perfectly flat anymore. So we'll fix that in a second, but I'm just trying to see if I should use that or if I should use an offset cut here. Sometimes offset cut is just going to give you a little bit of a better result. We can even smooth that out, so that way we have more space. It just kind of depends on the result you want. But for right here, what I think I'll do, the only issue is this area isn't flat because I merged those. So I might merge this one here instead. Merge this one here instead, just so that way we're maintaining the flat surface. And then I can just go in here, dissolve this out like so. And now we're not going to have that mess, and then just shift click, clean that up a bit. And now we're basically going to have this shape right here. So at this point, I want to add in a boolean just right here, kind of like that. We'll just do a very small bevel modifier as well. And I'm just going to place that maybe right there could be good. And then I'm just going to get in, C to clamp. We'll just clean that up. Now I'll kind of have a shape like this. I can move it in, just find a good spot. And then from here, I just want to go in here and then Shift S, cursor to selected. Then I'm going to add in a cylinder. I'm going to scale the cylinder down, shade auto smooth, and then just run a difference boolean right through there. Not that we're going to really see the inside, but just to kind of create that shape. And so far so good. And then from here, let me go in, let me add a bevel right here, E to extrude, right click, and then Alt S. We'll scale this on the X, and then we'll just get in. Do something like that. Looks good to me. And then I can even get in here. We'll apply, let's just run a smart apply. So select this, Q, operations, go to smart apply. And then in here, I'm just going to Control T, Alt J, Control T, Alt J. Just clean that up a bit. We can bevel that. And then we can dissolve this out. Control T, Alt J, Control T, Alt J. Move that down. Do something like that. And there we go. And then finally what I want to do is I want to chamfer just the outer edges of this object right here. It should be pretty easy. I'm just going to go in. I'll just use a small offset cut just to make it a little bit easier. So let me just really reduce this size so it's super small. And then we'll just run a simple chamfer on the outer area like that, which looks good to me. And then from here, I'm going to go ahead. Let's add in a plane. Let's move this plane down. Let's scale it up. Just like that. And then let's go into rendered mode. And then I'm just going to add in an HDRI here using Material Works. I'll be linked to that in the description. And I'm going to give the floor here the basic metal material. And then I'm going to give this object, make sure the scale is applied, the aluminum material. So now we basically have this right here. And I already have a bevel modifier. I could just use the bevel shader in here if I wanted to. I'm already using the bevel modifier, so it's fine. Then I'm just going to kind of rotate this plane just a little bit. Scale that up. As always, I just like to make a backdrop. Just bevel that, just so it's a bit, there's like a background there basically. And now we kind of have this shape right here. And then we can go in, we can use, if we wanted to, it's up to you, but you could add in some like some decals here. So for example, you could go in and just kind of place some decals on the object, just so you're not modeling this stuff in manually. You could even go in, you could use a trim sheet inside of Material Works. We have a full trim sheet library, so you don't even need to model this detail in. You just go in, you can kind of cycle through these trim sheets here and just make you know, these shapes very, very quickly. As you can see, just kind of saves you time from adding in detail manually. You can just use these decals and get the job done that way. So I'm going to go in, maybe add in this detail right here. We'll use the shrink wrap just to kind of drop that in. You can already see how much better this looks if I go into the decal before and after, obviously with the trim sheet up there. And if you want to, you can go to the HDRI and you can rotate it. That's built into Material Works here, so you can kind of play with the lighting. I think this default lighting is already pretty good. I don't want to rotate that or it's going to be behind it. So we'll put this to 0, even like 30 or 15 degrees. That's 15. It's all basically the same. We'll just do the default setting, just like that. And then what I want to do here is I just want to add a little bit of texture, not too much, just a little bit. So I'm going to go in and let me go to wear. Just wait for that to load. And that's just going to add a little bit of wear and tear. I like doing these in the renders if I do a render. And we're just going to make this very, very subtle. The edge we can leave on as well. And then maybe I could just add in like one small extra layer of, say, you could do like rust, for example. You could even go in here and do like, you know, fingerprints, smudges, scratches. Scratches is pretty good. I could set this to like 0.5 and you're just going to have a small layer of like grunge there. You don't have to go crazy on these effects. I just like to do it. It's a little bit of subtle, you know, scratches, wear and tear, especially if I'm doing a render, just to make it look a little bit cleaner basically. And that should really be it. You don't need to go crazy with all the settings here. You can just leave that alone. And then from here, what I'm going to do, I'm going to add in the camera. Let's position the camera here. We could even do like a more orthographic 135 millimeters is a pretty good size. Just figure out how we want to set up the framing. Can do something like that. And then this is a little bit dark on the left side here, just a little bit too dark for my liking. So we're gonna add in a reflector. I'm gonna go to Shift A Mesh, and we're gonna add in a white plane. Now by default it's white, so we don't need to do anything. But by just moving this right outside the camera, just right outside of it, and then rotating it, you can see it reflects a little bit of light there onto the object. And you can kind of scale that down, you know, scale it up, figure out which kind of position you want to put it. Just a very subtle reflector right there. You can kind of see the before, it's a bit dark, and the after. And I could even make this larger and just add a material to it, make it slightly darker, just for a little bit of enhancement there on the side. I'll just make that a bit dark. And then as you can see, if I go back into camera, before and then after, just a bit brighter overall. And that is basically it. Really simple tutorial, really simple model, very simple render if you choose to do renders. And that's basically how you can make shapes like this very, very quickly. Now guys, if you want to learn our entire hard surface modeling workflow in Blender in under 2 weeks with about 30 to 60 minutes per day of work, go to the link in the top of the description, check out our accelerator program. It's on sale right now. This is going to teach you our entire hard surface modeling workflow in under 2 weeks of time. Thousands of students have went through this program. You can see their results. They speak for themselves, and we can get you the same results as well very, very quickly. So link to that in the top of the description. Also, if you want to grab Material Works, that'll be available on blenderbros.com as well. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and I'll see you in the next one.